Game between Viswanathan Anand versus Jan Timman, and it was played in Alekhine Memorial, Moscow, 1992. So let's see the game. Viswanathan Anand starts with E4, King's Pawn opening, and then Timman plays C6. We have this Caro-Kann defense. Then D4, D5, E cross D5. Okay. Anand had lost before against him, Timman, with by playing e5. That's why, yeah, he wanted to play a different move, and he played e cross d5. So c cross d5, and now c4. Okay, after c4, you can say this is actually transposed into another opening, and which is called as a Queen's Gambit decline in semi Tarash. Knight c3 and then e6. After this, knight f3, bishop e7, and now c cross d5. Okay, so white has not played bishop e2 or bishop d3 because after that, black could capture this d cross c4, and white had to move again the same piece, the bishop. He has to capture the pawn with the bishop. So he says, yeah, I will first take this c cross d5. And now if black would have captured with the pawn, then he would have got this isolated pawn. So now he has a choice to make the isolated pawn or not for himself. And he says, no, I don't want to make an isolated pawn. Actually, it was not bad because after this bishop can become very good. This light square bishop. But here he says, yes, I'll take with this knight cross d5, which is okay. Like not a very big difference, but yeah, this happened. Knight cross d5. And now bishop c4, one more development of the white's piece. Castle, and white also played castle. So both are developing the pieces nicely. Knight c6. After that, a rook e1. The rook is on the open file, which is good. And here, knight cross c3 was played. Okay, instead, bishop f6 was quite good. Okay, other than that, you could even play h6 to stop bishop g5 and all. But here, he captured this, okay, which was interesting. Knight cross c3. What is happening after this? B cross c3. And now this pawn on d4 is not an isolated pawn. Okay, it has a support with this. Now this one is an isolated, but this one is not that bad because if you see in the center, there could be more attack. This pawn can be, moved afterwards and exchange, you can say. But yeah, right now at least this pawn has no problem, no center pawn, which is good for white. So b6 was played, bishop d3. Okay, the idea is to attack from this side now. Okay, this diagonal is looking better. As the bishop was here, the problem was, when the pawn is here, you can't attack that much now. Okay, for white, it's not that good. So he said, yeah, this side is looking good. I will shift it. But what happened? He moved the same piece now. That's the thing. Instead, you could develop some other pieces first, which are not developed yet. And afterwards, you could do this. But white thought I should do it right now. Okay, Anand played bishop d3 here. Now bishop b7. Very good diagonal for the bishop. Long diagonal. Normally, if you have this long diagonal open for your bishop, you should get the bishop on that diagonal, which is very good. Here, white, okay, Anand plays h4. Interesting move because if you see, there are two attacks on h4 and only one support. So, white is ready to sacrifice his one pawn if he takes with the bishop because the bishop is good. If he takes it, he says, yeah, I am okay because I have a plan. What is the plan? I'll just show you. If he plays this, okay, see, he has not played this. We'll see what did he play. But first, let's see what happened. If he would have played bishop cross h4, knight cross h4, queen cross h4, and then rook e3. And here, if you see, this is looking now very good for white. Okay, suddenly you can attack very nicely on the king side with all your pieces. And that's the problem for black. And black said, no, I don't want that. And that's why he has not taken that extra pawn. He said, yes, I will play something else. here, instead of taking that, black played queen d5. Okay, so the queen is here, and now maybe he's planning to move the knight somewhere if the knight goes somewhere else. Yeah, if this knight moves, this knight can move, and then the queen can give a threat over here with the help of this bishop. So something like that. Yeah, this is a good place for the queen. I'm just telling long-term plan. He might be thinking like this. Right now, there is no problem for white, but yes, you have to be careful. After queen d5, white says, yes, I have to develop my more pieces. This piece is still not developed. Now, white played this, Anand played rook b1 on the open file. But then, if you see, this pawn has no support and black can capture it. Okay, so is it a good idea to take it? The answer is it's not that great because you are moving your strongest piece on the board, which is in the center, very good, to the side of the board, to the side where you're going away from the opponent's king, which is not that good. Okay, you can say it is something like misplaced piece, and that's why it's not that great. So Anand is saying, okay, if you want to take it, take it. Anand is ready to sacrifice this pawn, but the opponent says, no, I want my pieces to be on the right places and I don't want to go for the pawns. So black plays rook a c8. Okay, black has developed the rook. Now the knight can move somewhere afterwards, and then he can attack this pawn, which is a weak pawn, which has no support. So that's the plan. After rook a c8, white's turn, white plays rook b5. So the idea is very clear for Anand. Anand says, move the queen somewhere. If you want to take it, I don't care, I don't mind. The main idea is to move the rook on the other side. You can say this is one, and pushing this queen on not so good square. This queen is on the center square. He doesn't want that. White says you have to move the queen from here. So that's it. After this, the queen moves back. Okay, white black doesn't want to go on the side in the side again. So again, he plays this. Now here, white Anand could do something better. Okay, like very good move, and that can be either rook h5, or even rook g5 is also interesting, or knight g5. All these moves are there. Rook g5 is little risky because you have to sacrifice, but there are lots of pieces to attack, and that's why it is okay. You can try that as well. Here, knight g5 was a very good move, but he has not. Anand didn't play that, and Anand played d5, okay, which was not so good. Okay, here now black has got the chance to make it little, equal, or it is little better than before now for black. But instead of playing that move, see, the best move was knight d8. Okay, just move it and give support to it, and then give a threat of capturing the pawn with the bishop. That was a better way. But he played the other move, which is not so good. Black played bishop a6, made an attack on this, and then he says, okay, if you move the rook, I'll capture, I'll exchange the bishop, so I'm okay. Okay, if I'll exchange few pieces, so I'll have less attack on the king side. That's what he wants right now, to minimize the attack. He wants to do that. Here, Anand said, okay, now I have a chance to sacrifice this, but I have a very good plan. So d cross c6. Okay, here the problem is, okay, if you take this now, okay, bishop cross b5, then white can simply take bishop cross b5. This position is very good for white, even though black captures this queen cross d1, rook cross d1. And if you see, this pawn is very dangerous pawn, already giving threats. Rook d7 can come anytime, and bishop can go to f4 and attack if the rook comes on c7, and then this pawn is like unstoppable after bishop a6 and all. So that's not good for black. So here he played rook f d8. Okay, he has not um, taken this rook. Instead, he got the rook here and gave support. Now the plan is to capture this one. This is a threat. Queen cross d3. So what to do here? Anand was thinking, and Anand played the best move. Queen a4. So he's saying, okay, you take my rook. I'll take with this, and I want to keep my pawn on the board. This pawn is very important on the sixth rank. Passed pawn, no pawn can stop it now. So I want that pawn to be on the board. For that, I am ready to give sacrifice, this exchange sacrifice. Here, opponent, okay, Jan Timman has captured this queen cross d3, and here Anand took this bishop. Yeah, bishop, queen cross a6. Now, if you see, black could capture this pawn, dangerous pawn, rook cross c6, he captured that. Now, Anand played bishop e3, and now this position is very good for white. If you compare, okay, white has now clear knight up. Okay, yeah, only for one pawn, you can say, not clearly like for 3 points, no, three minus one. So, two extra points white has got, which is enough to win the game. Yeah, though black can get this pawn, but then white can also take this. And there are problems. Yeah, problems for black. Black has played bishop f6 here. Idea is to move the bishop, capture the pawn, and attack this. But it is very slow now. Anand just has to now exchange few pieces, and that's it. So Anand played bishop d4. He wants to exchange bishops. So black has no other choice than to capture. So black captured. Other than that, he could play h6, but then Anand could capture, exchange this. So bishop cross d4, c cross d4, rook c3, and then a4. Okay, idea is to, because he wanted to attack like this and capture the pawn, so he moved the pawn ahead. Now there is no problem, and next move Anand could capture a6, and then this a7, and then b6 as well. So that's the plan. Rook a3, attack on this, then queen cross a7, finally captured. Queen cross b5. So the plan is to this is pin, so it's looking like, yeah, he has got that extra points, but here Anand has another plan, and this is very, very dangerous. Queen e7. Okay, so black missed this move. Now if you see, black is losing the queen, black is losing this rook or the other rook, all the pieces are hanging. Okay, you can't say three pieces at the same time. You can say one, you can say maybe two, but not all the three. So, though right now black has got the rook, but again he is losing his rook, and then white will have that clear knight up, which is enough to win the game, and that's why black has resigned here. Okay, because now suppose you play this queen d7, which is the best move you can say over here. Then simply queen cross a3, and now if you see, white is having extra knight, one extra knight, which is more than enough at that level, okay, to win the game.